It was my first year in college, and I just moved into my dorm at a small but reputable university in the Midwest. My parents helped me carry up the last few boxes, gave me their overly sentimental goodbyes, and drove off. I was excited. Nervous, sure, but more than anything, ready for this new chapter. A few hours later, my roommate finally showed up. His name was Ryan. Or at least, that's what he said when I introduced myself. He walked in without knocking, didn't say hi until I did, and didn't offer to shake hands or even make eye contact. Just tossed his backpack onto the bed and sat down like he was trying to disappear into the mattress. From the get-go, something about him just felt off. I tried to strike up a conversation, basic stuff, like where he was from, what he was majoring in, but his answers were short, flat, and robotic. He'd smile sometimes, but never at the right moments. Almost like he was mimicking how a human would act rather than just being one. That first night, I went out to grab dinner with some people from my orientation group. When I came back, Ryan was still in the exact same position, sitting on his bed, lights off, eyes locked on his computer screen. He didn't look up. Not even when I walked in and said his name. I shrugged it off. Some people are just introverted, I told myself. No big deal. But things didn't stay harmless for long. Over the next few days, I started noticing small things. Weird things. The way he'd stand in the corner of the room sometimes, facing the wall like he was being punished. The way he never left for class, even though he was supposedly enrolled full-time. The way his eyes would follow me when he thought I wasn't looking. One morning, I woke up and saw him just staring at me. He didn't flinch or look away. His eyes were wide open, unblinking, like he was studying something. I sat up, freaked out, and asked, "Dude, what the hell?" He blinked, slowly, and just said, "You talk in your sleep." I didn't know how to respond to that. I asked him what I said, and he paused for a second, then replied, "You kept asking someone to stop." Over and over. Then he smiled. That was the first time I felt genuinely scared. I started avoiding the room, staying out as long as I could. Studying at the library. Hanging out in lounges. Even napping in empty classrooms. One night, I stayed out until almost 2 a.m. When I finally came back, I found the lights off, but Ryan wasn't in bed. Instead, he was sitting at my desk. Using my laptop. I snapped. I yelled, "What the hell are you doing?" He didn't even flinch. Just turned his head slowly and said, "You left it open. I thought I'd check your assignments. You've been behind." I hadn't missed a single deadline. I rushed over, yanked the laptop away, and told him to never touch my stuff again. He didn't say anything. Just went and laid down like it was nothing. That night, I didn't sleep at all. The next day, I filed a request to switch rooms. The resident director was understanding and promised they'd move me within the week. I felt relieved, like I was finally going to get out of this weird little horror movie. But Ryan must have found out. Because that night, things got worse. I was half asleep when I heard something. A faint rustling sound, like someone slowly sliding paper across a table. I opened my eyes and saw Ryan standing at the foot of my bed. Just standing there. Not moving. In his hand, he was holding one of my notebooks. I sat up fast, heart pounding. "What are you doing, man?" He didn't answer. Just held up the notebook and said, "You wrote about me." I didn't know what he meant. I hadn't written anything about him. But he opened the notebook and started reading aloud, in this cold, monotone voice. "He's watching me again. I don't feel safe. I think he knows I'm leaving." I hadn't written that. I swear on everything, I hadn't. I jumped out of bed and ripped the notebook from his hand. Flipping through the pages, I saw entry after entry in handwriting that looked eerily like mine. But I hadn't written a single word of it. Each page was dated. Each one described my fear of him in vivid detail. Some of them described things I hadn't even told anyone. That was the final straw. I left the room immediately, went to the campus safety office, and told them everything. They promised they'd move me into a temporary single room until the new assignment came through. I didn't sleep that night either. The next day, I packed up all my stuff while Ryan was out, at least, I hoped he was out. I didn't see him all morning, and I didn't want to. As I was zipping up the last bag, I noticed my closet door slightly ajar. I walked over, opened it, and found Ryan's phone sitting on the shelf. It was recording. I picked it up and scrolled through the videos, dozens of them. All of me. Sleeping. Changing. Studying. Sitting at my desk. All from angles I didn't even realize were possible in that tiny room. One video was particularly disturbing. It showed me sleeping, and Ryan standing over me, whispering something. I couldn't make out the words, but I could hear them. Repeated. Over and over. You should have stayed quiet. I turned the phone into the campus police that same day. They were disturbed, but weirdly vague. Said they'd take it from there. I never saw Ryan again. I was moved into a new dorm by that weekend. My new roommate, Chris, was normal. Chill. Exactly what I needed. But even after I settled in and got back into routine, I couldn't shake the feeling. The feeling that someone had been watching me without me knowing. That my life had been turned into some twisted game. I still check my closets every night. Still cover my webcam. Still wake up at 3 a.m. wondering if someone's standing in the dark corner of my room. I graduated without ever hearing what happened to Ryan. Some said he dropped out. Some said he got expelled. But one rumor stuck with me, one that still keeps me up sometimes. Someone on campus swore they saw him again. Not as a student. But just around. Watching.